class is a nice relaxing yin class. All you need is a blanket and a block for stacking. If you have massively limited flexibility, you might want more than that. Maybe a couple blankets, a couple pillows, even a bolster, if that helps you. Let's begin by coming to a centered place, sitting up nice and tall. Chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down. Close the eyes and start to become aware of your breath. Is it deep or shallow? And if you'd like to transition to a different breath, go ahead and take this opportunity to start consciously breathing and relaxing in a nice, deep pattern. And with the eyes closed, start to think about what it is that you'd like to get out of practice today. Maybe boil it down to a word or two. And we'll just let that be our mantra for today. I'll remind you maybe to check in on that midway through and toward the end, just to help us stay on track and have a focus or a focal point throughout class. Gently open the eyes and stretch your legs out in front of you. Sitting up tall. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, relax them back and down. Press your hands into the floor and lift your hips up. If it's okay with your head and neck, lean the head and neck back. If not, keep it neutral or even tucked into the chest. Drop the bottom down. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, over in a fold. Inhale, reach those arms up. Beautiful. Exhale, back. This time, if you'd like to drop those feet to the floor, soles of the feet come down. Take your time. Inhale, sweep up. Flex your feet. Exhale, fold. Hold on somewhere to the legs or feet. Inhale up. Exhale back. And hips come up. Keep it going. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Have a seat. And let's go ahead and bring our feet into butterfly position. Toes and feet come together. Hold on to the bottom of your feet if you're able to. If you can't quite reach the bottom of your feet, you could use your blanket to create a little strap to hold on to and give yourself an extension. So sit up tall, holding on to the feet, but press your knees down. So you're pulling the feet up, pressing the knees down. Good, chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down, crown of the head reaches up toward the ceiling. Close the eyes and begin to circle that upper body over the hips. So you're pulling a little bit on those feet as you come around, keeping the spine pretty straight. Back of the head, an extension of that spine, just going for a ride as you come around. nice, gentle, natural breath. And then take it in the opposite direction. Maybe making your circles a little bigger. Good. And come back to center. We're going to fold forward. So if it's too intense for you to have those heels so close to your body, go ahead and move the feet out or in, even closer. It's your pick. Feet stay together, and if you'd like to, you can build a little platform for your forehead. We're going to relax the arms down, relax the forehead down. You may not need a platform, or you may need more than what I put together. So just meet your body where it's at today and rest in this forward fold. You can also, if you don't need too much, you can rest in the thumbs into the corners of the inner eyebrows. If you have any sinus pressure or headaches, it's wonderful to press into these acupressure points to relieve tension, congestion from that area of the body. Relax your shoulders, soften the spine. Relax in your inner thighs. If you're having trouble keeping those legs in butterfly, you can prop blankets up underneath your thighs, or blocks, or a blanket on one and a block on the other to help you have support of your hips so that gravity isn't pulling you too deep into this. Another minute or so try to take your time, breathing deeply. If you find a release in the spine and you can come down deeper, let that happen. Slowly press the hands into whatever surface is in front of you and sit up nice and tall. Gently stretch those legs out in front of you. Take the palms and press them into the quads, the fleshy part of the top of the thighs, and then down along the IT bands. Very nice, gentle massage. Move into our shoelace pose or cow face pose. There's a couple different names for this. So one of the ways to do this is to stack your left knee right underneath your right knee. But not everyone's going to be able to do that. In which case, you would keep your left leg stretched out and cross that right ankle as high as you're able to on that left thigh, and then we're gonna fold forward from here. Okay, you might need a block or a blanket to stack in front of you, or you can just walk those hands forward and let the head and neck fall down toward the floor. But if you're able to get into this stacked knee position, they call it shoelace because you have your shoelaces right up next to you. Then go ahead and rest forward, putting pressure. Left leg is on the bottom, putting pressure into those legs, and release the forehead down to the floor. Really wonderful right glute stretch taking place. Try to soften through the head and neck as you melt down. So if you're not able, if you're somewhere in between needing that straight left leg and being able to bend the leg, then it's fine to find that middle space. Good. Yeah, so you want that ankle crossed over the thigh, if you can. Yeah, very nice. Good. Yeah, you're good. It's weird, huh? It's a weird position. And you might not be able to come down very far because it's definitely a deep stretch. So if this is all you can do, that's perfectly fine. Just relax through the head and neck and spine, close the eyes, and feel that stretch. We don't want it to go too sharp, get too sharp. Press your hands in, slowly walk them up toward you. Good. Bring those legs out in front of you. Press into your hands. And we're going to drop our knees over to the left and over to the right. Left and right. Good. This is kind of like when we shake our wrists out after doing deep arm stretches, forearm stretches. It's a nice massage on the glutes as well. Okay, back to center. This time, we're gonna have the left leg on the bottom and the right leg on top. So again, your modification is left leg is out, cross that right ankle if you're able to up high. If we do the foot in the crook of the leg and hip, that's more of a half lotus position, and it's a good stretch, but it's going to be more of a hip stretch. If we get this ankle up a little bit higher and that leg over, then we're going to feel it more in the left glute, which is what we're going for here. And again, you might not be able to get this this left heel all the way underneath your right butt cheek, but if you can even just kind of stack those knees forward and gently lean in, You're going to start to build that flexibility so that eventually you can do this. Okay. You can also use blocks to stack underneath your bum if you need to. Whatever works. And sit up tall before you come down. If you're already down, that's fine, stay there. And find that sweet spot for your body to rest. Is this the right side? Did I do it on the right side? Let's see. I did, right? You guys are on the other side than we did before, right? What's that? Yeah, start with the right and then now we're on the left. Okay, good. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you. Press into your hands and come on up to sitting. Stretch your legs in front of you. Keep the knees bent, hands behind you, and let's drop our knees side to side. Really nice. This should feel good. To center. Go ahead and come to all fours. If you need to place a blanket under your knees, go ahead. But we are going to move into down dog. So just keep that in mind so that you are using your stickiness of your sticky mat properly so you don't slide. Hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Tuck the toes underneath and really push your bottom back toward your heels as you push your fingertips in an opposite direction from your toes. ears come between your upper arms, straighten your legs, and then relax through your head and neck. If you need to walk the feet forward or back, go ahead and do that so that you feel like your body is weighted equally in your hands as much as your feet. Be in this down dog for a couple minutes. So if at any time you need to take a break, come to all fours and then move in and out of your cat and dog, and then come back into the down dog whenever you're able, cat and cow, and come back into down dog when you're able. So go ahead and lift your right leg up, point your toes toward the ceiling or where the wall and ceiling meet, and then bend your right knee, keeping your right toes pointed. Open your hips to the right wall, peek out underneath your armpit, and look at the ceiling. Nice deep breathing. Yes, listen to your body. If you need to come down or this is too intense, just stay with your down dog or come to all fours. Chest is open, hips are open. Nice deep breathing. Right toes pointed. Lift that right knee even higher, press into your left heel. Good, straighten your right leg, drop the foot down to the floor. Bicycle your knees a bit. If you need to take a break, this is a good spot to take a break as we're bicycling those knees. Try to keep your armpits tucked in toward your chest and your shoulder blades pressed down toward your bum and the head and neck relaxed. Big, big breathing. And then press both of your heels back in. Feet are hip width apart and parallel to one another. Lift your left leg up. Point your toes to where the wall and ceiling meet. Bend your left knee, drop your left heel to your right butt cheek, peek out underneath your armpit toward the ceiling. Hold it and breathe. Always so good to have the heart above the head. So we certainly have that going on here. So many health benefits. Just embrace that. You stretch and open the hips and chest more to the left. Straighten your left leg, drop that left foot down. Again, bicycle those knees, really dropping your hips down so that you feel the stretch all the way from your heels to your glutes. Press the heels in, walk your feet back, and as you do so, drop your knees down, untuck your toes, and rest in Sphinx pose. We're going to get into that by bringing our elbows directly under the shoulders. Chest is lifted, shoulder blades pressed down toward your bum, and you're on top of the thighs, on top of the knees, and on top of the feet. Try to release your glutes and press the pubic bone down into the mat as you lift your sternum up toward the sky. Same thing, we want to lift our chin up to where the wall and ceiling meet. So you have this nice C curve happening in the back. The throat is opening, chest expanding, And your belly is opening right down that midline. Again, soften in the buttocks, soften the back of the legs, soften your face and your feet. Press your elbows down into the mat, and now spread your palms wide, fingertips open away from one another, and push even your fingertips down into the mat to fully engage those arms, forearms, and elbows to help press yourself into an even deeper Sphinx stretch. Close the eyes and breathe. Feel the breath filling the chest and belly, and the belly and chest pressing down toward the ground. And on your exhale, feel that release. Everyone's not going to be able to get into the next position, but you could at least try it on one side. I'm going to bend up the knees, lean into your left elbow, and try to reach for your right ankle. Okay, try to keep that extension. You might just be able to reach your toes, but if not, that's okay. Lean into your right side and try to reach for your left ankle, and then pull your feet away from your shoulders. If you could just reach one, that's fine. Just stay there, holding it and breathe. Try to lift the knees up. If this isn't working for you, just stay in Sphinx. All right, so working on that C curve. Opening in the throat. Nice deep breathing. Beautiful. It's okay to giggle. Totally fine. You can see why this is called bow pose, right? Taut like a bow, an arrow. A couple more breaths here. Slowly take your time, relax the thighs down. Press those hands in underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes underneath, and float yourself up into down dog. Release the lower back. It's been curving up nicely for you in that C. Now we want it nice and flat and supported in our down dog. So remember, Beverly, you can do down dog from the back of that chair?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can, yes. Okay. No worries. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right. 2 more times in each direction at your own pace. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. Very nice. Drop down to the knees, untuck the toes. And let's turn those palms to the side, long edge of the mat. If this is difficult for you, pull those knees in so you have less weight into your wrists. Otherwise, keep the knees under the hips. And we're just going to circle our bodies around those knees and wrists. Take your time. It's okay if your belly drops down or even rounds up a little bit, whatever feels best for you. here. And let's move in the opposite direction. Bring that to stillness and go ahead and have a seat on your bottom. Great work today, everyone. I hope you're feeling more flexible as we go through these weeks. Definitely look more flexible and strong, so I'm very proud of you. All right, sitting up tall, we just stretched in our wrists and forearms a bit. Somebody mentioned they had carpal tunnel. Okay, great. So I'm going to show you a stretch today for dealing with carpal tunnel, and it's pretty uncomfortable. Have we done this one in here before? But not my new, no, okay, no, we haven't done this year. All right, so this is pretty intense, so take it easy, don't overstretch, but this is good for if you're a texter or a typer or a crafter or anything like that. Use your hands, or a mom and you hold kids a lot, or dad and hold kids a lot, anything like that, because we just don't stretch our forearms, we rarely do. So take it gentle, okay? So you're gonna pull your right fingertips in toward your chest, but the key is to keep this wrist right out straight from the shoulder, all right? So the left hand is doing the work for you to stretch that forearm. And you're sitting up nice and tall. If you don't wanna sit like this, you can kneel. You can perch yourself up on a blanket or pillows, whatever feels best for you. Now we're going to get a little deeper into this by circling our right thumb. Just pick a direction, close the eyes and start to go inward, really thinking about the muscles that are being stretched right here. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it? Are you going too deep into this? The name of the game in yin is to find your edge, and then don't jump off that edge, you back off that edge. You get to a safe zone for the stretch, and you work in that space where you're getting outside of your comfort zone, but not getting into a danger zone. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Totally normal for them to start creeping up because it's uncomfortable. Also, people hold their breath while they're doing this one. I want you to breathe deeper than normal. Take your thumb in the opposite direction. Nice big circles. Release that gently and shake it out. How did that feel? You've done it before, but not with the thumb, right? It just intensifies it a bit. You were gone at just the right time, Patrick. You were gone at just the right time because this one's so hard and painful. All right, left hand, palm faces forward, fingertips down. Gently pull those fingertips in toward the chest. And let's just start here without moving the thumb just yet. Make sure your left wrist is straight out from the left shoulder, that your shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, the spine is long. Relax in your legs, relax in your face, your feet. Softening there, and close the eyes and go inward into this left arm, forearm, inner elbow, wrist, palm, and begin your circles with the left thumb. Your time, slow circles. Try to lift your wrists up. A lot of you have your wrists way down here. Lift them up. And take that thumb in the opposite direction. Slowly come out of that. The second time around is always shorter. Good. All right, let's move on to our backs. And we're going to stay on our backs for the rest of the class. So if you want to rest on a padded surface, like a blanket, then you may do resting on your back. Bend up your knees and bring your heels in a couple inches away from the bottom. Open your arms into T position. Lift your right leg up and cross it over the left leg. Allow your legs to relax to the left and the head to relax to the right. Take your left hand, hold on to the outside of your right thigh, and gently pull that right knee up toward the left shoulder as you release more of the right ear toward the floor. Now, if you're at home and you can't get that left or that right knee down, you can stack a block underneath the knee so that you have the sensation of support and a surface under that knee, and something to press into as you pull that right knee up toward the left shoulder. Let your back melt into the floor, softening in the face. Chest and shoulders relax. Spine expanding in all directions in the twist. Letting go, just becoming a little puddle on your mat of muscles and bones. Slowly bring your knees and nose back to center. Uncross the right leg from the left. Bring your heels in toward your bottom and bridge that spine up and back down so it's nice and straight as you move that left leg on top of the right leg. If you can't quite get that leg over the other leg, you can keep your legs together and drop to the side and keep your legs stacked. And you don't have to have your knees bent up quite so far either. So start where you're able to. If you need a block underneath your right knee or thigh, place that there as you drop to the right with the legs and relax the head to the left. Take your right hand to the top or outside of that left thigh and gently pull that right knee up toward your right shoulder. Relax your left shoulder down to the floor. Imagine there's a magnet on your left ear and your left shoulder, and it's being pulled down to a magnet or a magnetized floor beneath you. That right arm back out into T position. Slowly bring the nose and knees back to center. Uncross your left leg from your right leg. Heels come toward the bottom, bridge up. Bridge slowly down. For our last stretch today, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to fall away from one another. Now, some of you aren't going to be able to get relaxed in the placement of your feet where mine are. So you might want to slide your feet forward or back toward your bottom, wherever you can find a sweet spot so that you can let those hips just relax. Not everyone is going to be able to find a sweet spot without support. So if you need to place blocks or blankets or pillows underneath your thighs, you can do that. You can also take and make fists with your hands. Place them underneath the thighs right outside of the glutes to give yourself some support. Find a place where you can relax completely in this deep inner thigh stretch. Using your props for support. Closing the eyes and just begin to transition your mind toward that space of final relaxation that's coming up around the corner. Start to feel sharp pain, adjust how close or far away your heels are to your body.
together. For our counter pose, we're going to walk the feet to the long edge of the mat and allow the knees to fall together, supporting one another. Just be here for about 30 seconds and then stretch out. So take some last, final, super deep breaths. Stretch yourself out in corpse pose for final relaxation.
arms and legs and rest on your hands. Take a couple deep breaths as you open the eyes. And when you're ready, press up to sleep. I hope you feel nice and rested. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.